Hey, life coaches, one of the number one things that sets really great life coaches apart from okay life coaches is processes, meaning are there systematic approaches to the things that you do? Namely, today we're going to talk about those onboarding processes. When someone says yes to coach with you, what happens next? Does it send you into a scramble? Are they like, yes, let's work together? And then immediately you think, oh shoot, where's my contract? Do I have their contact information? What was their pain points again that we talked about on the consult? Or what day did we schedule? Or where's that Zoom link? What did I promise them again? If any of that sounds familiar, today this video is for you. We are going to streamline and straighten up that onboarding process so that you don't have to panic and everything runs smoothly. Hey, I'm Bonnie Wiscombe, a life and business coach who helps other life coaches get their businesses off the ground so they can start making money and do what God has called them to do. All right, so just to be clear, an onboarding process is any process where you are taking a brand new client and pulling them into your world. You're getting them set up with a contract, with a payment link, with call links. You're getting everything ready to start working together. Now, some of these things might not be things that you've put into your process yet or that you've started doing yet, like a contract, for example. But once I explain my process, maybe you will start seeing how you can improve your own and choose to make some of these changes. Maybe you'll copy mine exactly, which is totally okay. You just want to make sure that you have a process outlined very specifically so you know what happens. Plus, I'm going to show you how to automate a lot of these steps so you don't have to do all the manual labor when you bring clients in. Now, why do we want to do that? Because the quicker, simpler, and more streamlined your onboarding process is, the more clients you can bring on, because you can only have 2 or 3 if you're doing everything manually. If it's all automated and run seamlessly, you can take on way more, make a lot more money, and change a lot more lives. Finally, my favorite pro for setting up an automated and streamlined onboarding process is that nothing falls through the crack. In my early days of coaching, I would forget to send people a call link or forget to give them the payment link or a million other things or forget what their last name was. But in this system, I'm going to show you how to make sure nothing like that happens to you. So let's get into it. So the first thing we want to determine is what are the handful of steps that you want your clients to go through as you onboard them. A few popular ones are getting their personal information. Obviously, you need a way to contact them. Asking them a few questions about maybe how they found you, what some of their pain points are, etc. Making them sign a contract or check terms and conditions so everybody's in agreement, taking payments, that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you a very, very simple, very easy automated onboarding process that is going to make this whole thing so much easier for you. So if you feel like you're not super tech savvy, do not worry. So you're going to go to fillout.com. Fillout is a form maker, but it's so much more than that. It's also a scheduler, payment processor, so many things. I love this. This is what I use for my onboarding process and for a lot of other processes as well. So go to fillout.com, create your account, and then click make a fillout. So we're going to go ahead and click blank form, and then you can choose a theme here on the left, but I'm just going to go with the default. Now I'm going to name it onboarding. And then I'm going to decide what the first page is. So this is just a multi-page form that your new clients are going to go through to give you all the information that you need and make sure that you have payments and everything else you need from them. So I like to start with personal information. You can go ahead and drag a short answer here. Ask for their name, another one for their email, another one for their phone, and actually email input is probably better for that. There you go. So there is a dedicated email input for that. Anything else you want to know, you can add some branding here. You can do a banner. You can describe what this form is actually for, that it's onboarding. You can put an image on here, but we're going to keep it super duper simple. All right, once we have this first page here at the bottom, you'll see multiple pages once you add another one. So go ahead and click add page. And we're going to go ahead and collect a payment first thing. You can do either a one-time payment or a subscription. Let's click one. And then we're going to say coaching program. And we're going to charge $1,500. Add the payment page. Boom. Now, when they come to your fill out, they're going to first enter their personal information. When they click next, they're going to go to the payment page. It's actually connected via your Stripe account. So if you haven't done that yet, you'll need to connect your Stripe account. And then when that is paid, they can submit it and go to the next page. The next page I recommend doing is some sort of onboarding questionnaire. Now, this is totally optional, but what I've found is I really like to get to know my clients a little bit better before we start working together. Now, if you sell your coaching on a consult call, you probably already know the answers to some of these questions, like where did they hear about you, what some of their pain points are, right? You've likely talked through some of this already, but in case you haven't, or in case you just want to remember it, you can add a page and create a form. Just call this onboarding as well, or even client questions. And this is where you can ask anything you want. How did you hear about me? What's your biggest pain point in regards to whatever you're coaching on? You could do a drop down. You could ask a question like, how much time have you already spent trying to solve this, right? Maybe you're a weight loss coach and they've already spent 5 years trying to lose this weight. So in order to edit these options, you'll click the settings year icon right here, and over here, change the options. So you could say less than 1 year, 1 to 5 years, whatever. I would keep it relatively short. You don't want to bore your clients before they're even working with you, but anything that would help you remember how this client came to be, any information you want to keep on hand. I will show you something that I do is in the contact information, I actually also ask for their home address. I like to send my clients a physical gift to their address. And in mine, I actually say for your gift, so they know why I'm asking for their home address. I'm not stalking them. And that's an option as well. Okay, so as a reminder, contact information, payment page, client questions, and then we have the option to ask them to agree to a contract. Now, you can do an actual contract in fill out, but from what I understand, it requires you to upgrade. And we're gonna do this thing as free and easy as possible. Oh, look, down here we even have options for phone number. See, I was just doing things the lazy way, but you can do it the right way too. Okay, so if we're gonna do things the free way and not upgrade for the actual contract, then I recommend doing it this way. You go ahead and add a page, choose form, and then call it contract or something like that. Now in here, you can add some paragraph text here and just type all your terms and conditions. Obviously, I'm not your legal representative, but you can say something like, by submitting this form, you agree to show up to calls, to not sue me, to not hold me liable for whatever damage you might do to yourself while we're coaching. I am not a therapist, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever you think you need to add to legally protect yourself, you put that in here, and then just make sure you have some wording that says, by clicking next or by submitting this form, you agree to. Now, is it the most rock solid contract in the world? No, but at least you're having some communication there, right? Where you're saying, these are my expectations, these are your expectations. If you still want to work with me, click submit. Okay, so we're gonna go down here and reorder this. I want this one after the client questions. Okay, so we're gonna add one last page, and that is a scheduler. Now, if you have the premium package in fill out, you upgrade, you can use Calendly, you can use cal.com, but the free option is to just go ahead and use fill out's native scheduler, which is what I do, and I love it. All my coaching calls are one-to-one, so I'm gonna pick that. I'm gonna say coaching call number 1. You could also choose to have a welcome call here where you're just kind of getting to know each other a little bit, making sure they know how the program works, whatever you prefer. And then you can have the duration, and you can add a meeting location. This is where you could link Google Meet, Zoom, etc., and click create. Now, let's drag this to the end. Now, when they get to this last page, they get to come schedule with me, and then we have that first call on the books. Pretty cool, huh? So just as a review, they start off with the personal information. Next, they pay for the coaching program. Next, they answer a few questions that you want to know. Next, they agree to your terms and conditions or your contract. Finally, they schedule a call, and then the end. Now, be aware that the longer you make this form, the more annoyed your clients could get. So I try to keep it short and sweet, but that's why I like to get the payment right up front at that first page, and then they've got some skin in the game and they will likely finish it. But whatever you choose to put in this fill out, it's totally valid. Just ask yourself, what do I really want to know about my clients? What do I really want to have them do right there at the beginning when they're excited and ready to get going? Fill out forms is really, really beginner friendly, and it is super easy, simple, automated way to onboard your clients and get their information put where it needs to go so that you don't have to be doing all these things manually. You don't need to send an email asking for payment. You don't need to ask questions about how they found you. You don't need to manually schedule a call. It's all done there for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. And if you'd like personalized help, come to my free office hours. I offer them every week. First come, first serve. I will answer any tech questions you have or help you with the next steps in building your coaching business. Talk to you next time.